Every day, the weight on your shoulders grows heavier, the relentless pressure to outperform, to deliver returns that shatter expectations, to navigate chaos while every second counts. The marketplace is a battlefield where hesitation is death and only the ruthless survive. You know the pain all too well. The frustration of missed opportunities, the agony of deals slipping through your fingers, the gnawing fear that someone, somewhere, outplays you while you remain stuck, boxed in by rules you didn't write. This is not just business. It's a war for survival, for dominance, for legacy. And the world doesn't care about your excuses. It rewards one thing only: results. So, what separates those private equity investors who dominate without mercy from those who fall back, chasing shadows? What makes them so unstoppable, so ruthlessly effective, that they seem to bend reality itself to their will? It's not luck. It's not just skill. It's not some secret handshake in closed-door meetings. No, it's a total reset. A way of thinking, a way of acting that pierces through illusions, crushes complacency, and seizes control of chaos like a master conductor commanding an orchestra of disorder. The secret lies in a brutal honesty about what really matters, and a savage discipline to act on it without hesitation, without mercy, without compromise. First, these investors don't waste time clinging to outdated rules or empty comforts. They have burned the old playbook. While the rest of the world lingers in the illusion of freedom, chained to systems designed to process mediocrity, they reject every line of that script. They see the game for what it is: a fragile structure built on assumptions that crumble under pressure. Their power comes from refusing to be prisoners of those illusions. They operate outside the box because they understand that the box is a cage disguised as safety. Every hesitation, every appealing shortcut, every moment spent seeking approval is an opportunity wasted and a rival empowered. They obsess over precision, turning chaos into clarity with ruthless focus. Every decision, every action is dissected for maximum impact. Margins aren't just numbers. They're battlegrounds where victory is earned by inches, where a single sliver of insight turns failure into fortune. They hunt for truths others ignore, questions no one dares ask. They know that comfort is the enemy of progress, that safety nets are traps laid by fear. Instead, they excel because they stare into the abyss of uncertainty and make it their playground. But brutal efficiency isn't enough if it's not sustained by unwavering alignment. These investors are not loners drifting in isolation. They are fiercely selective. They surround themselves with a handful of trusted allies, peers who burn with the same fire, think with the same clarity, and demand the same excellence. They've learned the hard way that brilliance alone is powerless without connection. True power comes from synergistic forces, individuals who complement, challenge, and elevate each other beyond what they could achieve alone. This network of sharp minds and relentless spirits forms a fortress no competitor can breach. Their patience is Catholic. They play the long game while others stumble for short-term glory. They reject the hype, the chase for instant wins, and the seduction of noise. Instead, they dedicate themselves to transformation, slow, deliberate, unforgiving. They understand that empires are not built overnight and that true disruption requires endurance. When others tire, they tighten their grip. When momentum stalls, they fuel the fire. Theirs is a marathon where the finish line keeps moving, and they refuse to blink. Underneath all this steel is a core that many will never see, a refusal to settle for less than total freedom. Freedom from outdated loyalties to nations, systems, or fleeting trends. Freedom from the false narrative sold by a world eager to tame greatness into a manageable, comfortable, forgotten whisper. They don't live borrowed lives painted by others' expectations. They know their will is their most ruthless weapon, sharper than any strategy, fiercer than any army. To be sovereign is to be unstoppable, and they have mastered that sovereignty. Every opportunity, every dollar, every relationship is a battle for alignment. They deploy a critical eye, questioning every assumption, every status quo, every comfortable lie. The world offers a rule book, but they rewrite the rules in motion. They redefine reality itself to fit their vision, their purpose, their hunger. And when they do, they don't beg for permission. They make the permission. To anyone who's felt stifled by systems designed to dilute greatness, who's sensed that freedom is a lie disguised as comfort, who's burned to break free without knowing where to start, this is your call to arms. Stop waiting for the world to change. The world is broke. It doesn't know how to handle the rare, the radical, the real creators of the new era. So build your own infrastructure. Find those few who refuse to be tame, who reject the false conflict of belonging in favor of the raw power of becoming. Connect, collaborate, create. Forge bonds that are not accidental but forged in fire, bonds that transform isolated brilliance into a force unstoppable. This is not a community for the many. It is a movement for the few who dare to question everything, who refuse to play by broken rules, who live the brutal truth that freedom is practice, not promise. You don't have to settle for a place in the old world where you are processed, optimized, erased. You are not broken. You are misaligned. Misaligned with a system that fears your power. But alignment is possible. With the right few, with ruthless clarity, and with patient persistence, your power becomes cathedral strong. Embrace the uncomfortable truth. Greatness demands pain, struggle, and the willingness to be misunderstood. It demands that you burn the familiar to build the extraordinary. The investors who dominate today have done this. They are neither heroes nor villains. They are realists armed with an unshakable will. They unlock power where others see risk. They own every move, every mistake, every moment. They teach themselves to love the grind, to dance with uncertainty, and to thrive in the space where others freeze. If the whispers inside your mind tell you that you were meant for more, that your fire was buried beneath convenience and conformity too long, then hear this now. Your liberation begins by stepping beyond the lie, rejecting the comforts that kill potential. Not tomorrow, not when the conditions are perfect, because they won't ever be. Now, right now. The moment of action is here, and the rare few who seize it will reshape the entire reality of what investment, leadership, and power look like. No more fantasies about easy success. No more tolerating half measures or mediocrity. Real impact is messier, harder, more painful, and infinitely more rewarding. It is reserved for those who are ready to question everything, to redefine what's possible, and to build networks that don't just echo the old world, but create entirely new ones. This is the path to ruthless effectiveness in private equity. Not the path taught in schools, guarded in gated communities, or chronicled by pundits. It is the way forged by fire, living on the edge, driven by obsession, bound to no one but your own fierce will. So ask yourself, are you willing to burn? To risk everything? To reject false comforts and relentless conformity? Because on the other side of that choice lies a power so intense, so profound, that it will make you unstoppable. And when you become unstoppable, when your vision aligns with relentless execution and your fierce independence bonds with unbreakable alliances, you won't just win the game, you will change it forever. This is what makes private equity investors so ruthlessly effective. This is the call not to follow, but to become.